Welcome everybody to the first game of the finals of Star-Crossed Cup 3. This is going to be a huge matchup, and what an upset this tournament. If you looked at the brackets, you will notice that the people who made it to the finals are the last people I was expecting. The number 8 seed is the top seed of the finals. The number 8 seed up against the number 11 seed, and to be fair, I don't think I gave Giap enough credit. I don't personally think I gave Giap enough credit. I could have seeded him a lot higher, clearly, but it's hindsight is 2020. What can I say? 8th seed, 11th seed, both of them have made it to the finals. And here they are. Giap versus Dbmb. We've got Dbmb playing in game 1 as Oster in the south, Giap playing as Shock Rifle, Guard Motor, Mechanized Support, Soviets in the north. He's going to go hard right. He uses a very different capping order from Jezelin. We saw Crossing in the Woods in round 4, Dbmb versus Jezelin. And by the way, notice how he used the exact same capping order here that he used against Jezelin in game 3, switching up his capping order from game 2. So I think he likes this order better, where he sends the Assault Grenadiers here straight for the munitions so they can try to head off a squad of conscripts in the very early game. When he spots the first squad of conscripts, he always sprints straight up to them to try and force them away. We saw something just like that against Jezelin in game 3. Seeing it here again. I was talking to Dbmb about this strategy, asking him why he likes fielding Assault Grenadiers, because a lot of people don't like them, but clearly Dbmb experiences a lot of success with them. He says basically he just fields them for the very first engagement. He only really cares. Look how similar this is to game 3 against Jezelin, by the way. A replay that a lot of people have probably studied very carefully. Very similar. Hard left over here, then straight to the cutoff, then retreats them. And that's pretty much their entire role. If they can force maybe one retreat or reposition from a squad of conscripts, apparently Dbmb thinks that's value. He thinks that's value. So there they go. And from this point forward, on this map there, he's just going to be only using them as maybe a capping squad. Maybe as a squad of, you know, short-range infantry as the situation arises. Whatever's necessary. Grenadiers are going to engage against conscripts there in short range. Second squad of Grenadiers moving to assist against this squad of conscripts as well. Over here, Flamethrower squad pulls up into the building for now against this pair of conscripts. And it looks like in the opening of the game, the map is pretty much split in half, as it tends to be on Crossing in the Woods. Wow, what is this full retreat by Dbmb after forcing a full retreat from Giap? They both just fully retreated 3 squads from that engagement. Maybe he has no intention of crossing the river and taking territory with those Grenadiers. He would instead send them home and heal, maybe? Here comes Battle Phase 1. Exact same ability used against Jezelin, by the way. Although Giap has not gone Tier 1. So no scout car for him to counter with the 222, which I assume he's rushing. He probably also wants LMGs on his Grenadiers. Conscripts are ghosting some sandbags over here by the fuel. Interesting. I wonder what that's. I guess he's using it as a sort of makeshift barbed wire. Trying to make it annoying for Dbmb to get into this capture circle. He's got some time. Doesn't have anything else to be microwing right now, so sure. Kind of interesting. Grenadiers about to encounter them building. Repositions a little bit in some yellow cover. Another engagement happening over here on the right side. Giap has opened with a 4 conscript opening flamethrower. Wow, thank you. Wow, thank you for your $20 donation. That's very generous, Lazaraga. Thank you. I hope that you'll still be able to upgrade your computer though with more RAM. So they both have 1 flamethrower right now. 4 conscript opening to a 4 grenadier opening. There's a 4 squad of grenadiers for Dbmb. Healing here in Giap space, but no other upgrades. No Molotovs, notably. Grenadiers are engaging against the conscripts in that building from green cover way over here, so they'll win that engagement slowly over time. Flamethrower squad there has to retreat from the center. And Grenadiers with one LMG upgrade, hold up in green cover over here. Probably can't win this. It doesn't look like they can. Flamethrower getting into short range. That was a pretty good burst. Rifle grenade doesn't do that much damage to either of those conscript squads. Nice dodges on both of those. And there's Dbmb's retreat away from these three squads. Combat engineers working the left side munitions. This engagement is taking a long time. Dbmb can't get this fuel point because he can't enter that capture circle. He can't capture on the very edge of the capture circle either because of these ghosts, unless he destroys the ghosts. Because he would have to walk around them into medium range against those conscripts to get into that capture circle. So that's kind of a cute little defense right there. Conscripts building more sandbags here on the munitions point. More conscripts moving into green cover here. They will encounter a machine gun.
Enemy forces are securing our territory. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Flamethrower forces this retreat. Assault Grenadiers doing the same. They're going to sprint into close range on guards that just got exposed in red cover. They're trying to reposition to safety. I don't know how this engagement's going to go. Both of these Oster squads are quite wounded. The guards still have all of their health, but they need to keep backpedaling across the river. They didn't take too much damage trying to reposition. Meanwhile, over here, two squads of Grenadiers continue to defend the right side munitions point, which is still in Soviet control. We're going to see an attempt at a flank by these two squads, and these two squads have to retreat away from those guards, which do have DP machine gun upgrades, I think. No, they don't. Never mind. And a flamethrower. This flank looks like it's going not very well. That squad of cons is falling pretty low. So is that Grenadier squad, though. There goes one of them. Giap can probably win this with that retreat. Guards and flamethrower moving up from the left flank. More ghosts protecting the center VP. I've never seen Giap ghost this hard. He is really spamming those things. And I was wrong about Dbmb's tech decision. He went battle phase 1, but decided not to get a 222 yet. Went pretty hard back into tier 1 after teching up, which makes me think that might have been a mistech. Maybe that was kind of just 200 manpower. Maybe he decided he shouldn't have spent. Giap has great early control, all 3 victory points. Wow, that flame crit, that could be a wipe right there. Yep. Jeez, 2 crits. 2 crits. And Dbmb just lost a full squad. He's losing engagements all over the map. Giap, wow, these crits, that's another one. Giap is just taking full control of game 1 right now. He hasn't lost a single victory point. He is dominating on all parts of the map.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
Conscripts, 2 squads move to engage against a flamethrower over here. They're both trying to find cover. Flamethrower's going to make a dash for the house. If he's inside that house, he might be able to delay the recapture of this fuel point a little bit. Giap cancels one of his ghosts right there to allow his conscripts to move into the capture circle at range. Meanwhile, over here, guards tank a rifle grenade. They may have to retreat, though. There they go. Flamethrower's going to retreat, too. Grenadiers making their way straight down the center. Hit a mine! Wow! That wipe! I can't even believe that just happened. Another Grenadier squad wiped. Pio's almost wiped. Really rough start for Dbmb, although in game 2 against Jesselin he was in a similarly dangerous position and somehow managed to pull off a miracle comeback when he went double sniper. He went double sniper with Stug E. I'm wondering if he can pull off another miracle against Giap, and I don't know if he's going to let him. Giap has gone tier 2. It doesn't look like he's going to apply any early vehicle pressure with light vehicles or anything, as far as I can tell.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Double MG42 though, double MG42, and it seems to be working okay. He's shutting down any further pressure on his half of the river for now at least, buying himself a little bit of time. Sets one up over here in this yellow cover, preventing troops from crossing there, and another one right here, preventing troops crossing there. There will also be a telltale sign, by the way, if Giap is going to try and cross through the center, because he'll have to cancel these ghosts. So if those ghosts get suddenly canceled, then there's something coming.
Machine gun squad. Grenadiers. The squad of pioneers has arrived.
Assault Grenadiers heading left to engage against conscripts in yellow cover. They're both going to ooh-rah away from those Assault Grenadiers. Still, he's going to try and sprint to catch up. Gets into pretty good range. He knows he can't win this engagement. He's just going to try and trade as much manpower as he can right here while he moves his machine gun to try and support. But he couldn't really accomplish anything. Nice kiting by Giap. He knew that those Assault Grenadiers were going to try and hit the low health squad, so he just kept them moving and stopped the high health squad to fire on them. MG42 moving up to try and expand DBMB's territory will push that squad of conscripts away, but a third has arrived to help in this engagement. Grenadiers are circling around to take control of the center VP, which is a dangerous thing to do without blowing up these ghosts first, which is pretty easy to do with an MG42, by the way. He's had the opportunity, but he's just let them stand. Guess he has better things to do with his units than shoot at conscript ghost sandbags. That LMG upgrade. He's gonna try and destroy this ghost, I think. I don't know what he's doing. He's just standing there in red cover. Oh, rifle grenade. Doesn't do very much damage. It only hits 3 models and they're in green cover. That could be a wipe. Nope, just 1 model. That's not that bad. There's the Stugi, finally. Sticking around with that LMG Gren in red cover for so long. It's that 1 model in red cover with no safe retreat path. Stug E is trying to maybe open up an opportunity for it to get home safely. Is it even being monitored? I don't think so. And they go down. LMG Grens die. Giap cancels the ghost and recovers the LMG with his conscripts. And I think Dbmb has lost 3 full squads of Grenadiers this game. Yes, 3 of his 4 squads, and he's lost a full squad of Pyos. Really, really rough opening for him. Giap is just out microing Dbmb hard this game. There's tier 3 from Giap, who thinks he has a pretty strong fuel lead and manpower lead. He's probably right. Held the left side fuel point for a while. He's held the right all game. There's the T-34. With the T-34 on the field, that Stugi's probably going to get shut down pretty hard, and Dbmb doesn't have a whole lot of manpower to spare on an AT gun right now. Goes in for the crush on the Assault Grenadiers, and there's the retreat. Squad of conscripts has to retreat from mid. There's a mine going down right there. T-34 engaging a squad of Pyos on the left. That's Dbmb's only squad of Pyos. Will retreat, probably get away. Stugi engaging over here on the right side. Needs to be very careful of mines. He's lost a lot of stuff to mines so far this game. He's probably feeling quite boxed in. There's the AT gun. The 1 AT gun and 1 Stug are basically the only really powerful tools Dbmb has at his disposal to take on 2 flamethrowers, 4 conscripts, 1 of which has an LMG, and 2 guards. So behind right now, and the triple cap against him is going so quick. He's only managed to knock 5 points off the board. 5 VPs.
Marking and targeting of vehicles is now available.
T-34 crewed, loaded, and ready.
Fuel depot finished.
AT gun is positioned to fire on the T-34, which is going to pull back to a more safe location. Stug E is working on conscripts in that building. That building's going to go down pretty quick. Those Grenadiers have to retreat too. There they go. Assault Grenadiers force a retreat from that squad of conscripts. No wipe on either side in this engagement yet. Grenades a little off target on those Assault Grenadiers, and Giap will make a full retreat from the center, not feeling comfortable with that engagement. Flamethrower moving up on the flank of that machine gun. Stug is firing on the flamethrower, but not bringing it too low too quickly. Huge crits on the machine gun. Wow! Some of these flame crits this game. Dbmb is getting really rough RNG, and he's getting outplayed, and that combination is so lethal. Stug takes engine damage from AT grenades over here on the left side, and T-34 is going to move in for the kill while flamethrowers force that AT gun to reposition or die. I think we're already looking at GG right here. T-34 is going to kill that Stug with ease. Which knows it's dead, by the way. It's not even making any attempt to get back to safety. And Giap has Dbmb completely boxed into his base. He's going to retreat all of his low health squads. He lost one full health squad of conscripts during that, I think. Or no he doesn't. No, he didn't. He didn't lose anything. He gained an MG. Lost no squads and stole an MG. His tank is still alive. Killed the Stug. Vet won with 6 kills. Conscripts set up over here on the fuel point. Oh man. What a beast Giap is proving to be this game. On crossing in the woods, maintaining a triple cap. 495 points to 150. It's amazing. MG42 firing on guards across the river. They're going to reposition a little bit to a more safe location. Conscripts with their LMG moving to engage against flamethrower pyos. They do get up some green cover. Guards plus LMG-42 easily push away that squad. Keep this triple cap going. Dbmb will make a pretty feeble attempt for the center. He's basically at this point going to be desperately relying on a Tiger to save him, but I don't think it can because it's going to hit the field at pretty much the same time as the Soviet Collins, even though Giap went tier 3 into a T-34. There's going to be 2 T-34-85s and a T-34-76 on the field at the same time as one Tiger. I don't see any Teller mines. I do see 2 AT guns, but they're going to have to be microed flawlessly in conjunction with that Tiger if they're going to have any chance of shutting Giap down this game or coming back from this extremely large lead.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Nice cutoff maneuver by Dbmb right there. At least he's going to slow those Collins down a little. Bringing Giap's fuel income down to only plus 13, but he loses a full squad right there. Machine gun just got cleared, getting very boxed into his base. Resources for Tiger have been collected. The Tiger plus 2 AT guns combo will absolutely need to hold perfectly strong. And I don't really think it's possible, but Dbmb is going to make one last ditch attempt as soon as he gets that manpower together. Tiger on the field, here he comes. The performance of this Tiger is pretty much going to decide the game. Dbmb cannot afford to make any mistakes from this point forward. Conscripts will be interrupted in their attempt to build cover here on the road. AT guns are caught a little out of position against these guards, which are bringing both of them quite low. Tiger backpedals away from conscripts. Brings one of the squads low. It'll retreat with 1 man remaining. Conscripts do manage to get one cover position up, and they will position themselves behind it here. Flamethrower moves up to engage. Light artillery barrage prompts Giap to make a full retreat. Full retreat right there. Doesn't lose any full squads. Takes a little bit of manpower bleed. Dbmb maybe buys himself a little bit of time if he can get control of one victory point, but he has only 65 VPs remaining, and that Tiger needs to just smash into the battlefield and take like a whole quarter of the map under its control with very little infantry support in very little time. Mines being planted here in the back by Giap to prepare for that Tiger's advance. Dbmb is going to dive across the river because he feels he has no choice but to gamble that there are no mines. And he's correct, he pretty much does have no choice but to hunt and kill that T-34 before more arrive, but he's a little too late there, the 85s. Tiger's going to try and backpedal, but it's a little bit overextended. I think he's going to try and bait some T-34s into it onto those AT guns. He may be successful. The 85s are going to dive onto that overextended Tiger by the look of things, but a flamethrower will spot those AT guns. Maybe cause Giap to reconsider? No, he's gonna send this one right while the AT guns are repositioning away from the flamethrower. Tiger moves up to push the flamethrower back, and the clock is briefly stopped by Dbmb desperately grabbing the left side victory point with those grenadiers. Tiger tries to push those T-34s away with AT gun support, and Giap is not gonna commit to an engagement. Even though there's only 40 VPs on the... Ooh, nice pickup by Dbmb over there. He's microing his tanks and misses that squad of... That's the first major micro mistake I've seen Giap make this whole game. 21 minutes of really solid micro, but finally Dbmb gets a break right there. Guards just got wiped. And Dbmb is just pulling back. Maybe he's just gonna let the clock tick down on 2 VPs. Dbmb is gonna try and rotate center to get it under control. There is a mine right there. No minesweeper. His one pyro squad is a flamethrower. Assault grenadiers move up to try for it. Is he gonna hit that? Oh, there it is. Engine destroyed. That's probably GG, honestly. That is probably GG. Marked vehicle on the Tiger. T-34-85 moving up from the left flank. T-34-76 from the right flank. This T-34 makes a frontal assault while the Tiger's turret is rotated backwards. Wow, that tank maneuvering. That's amazing. Look at the execution right there. All of his T-34s have a pretty even spread of damage. Tiger destroyed. GG. Giap takes game 1 with 495 victory points remaining. I'm gonna throw up the veto game, or the veto overlay again, so we can see the next veto process. Good game, and Giap smashes into the finals with a really impressive performance. Let's see if Dbmb can recover from that in game 2.